Good day, viewers. Welcome to your program. Our program, The Conversation, coming to you from TV 360 here in Lagos, Nigeria. My name is Nelson Ekujumi. I'm a public affairs analyst, and I have with me in the studio comrade Ajayi Popola, popularly called African Pope. Pope, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Pope, for being with us today on The Conversation. Like we all know, The Conversation is a current affairs discussion issues in which the two panelists voice their opinion on current national issues. And top of the bill today, in this first stanza of the program, we want to look at the lingering fuel scarcity. For some weeks now, we have been faced with a recurring fuel shortage that has resulted in Nigerians spending long hours at the pump stations. And it started right in Abuja before it spread to Lagos and some other parts of the country. And NNPCL, the national oil company that has become a public limited liability company, has come out repeatedly to assure Nigerians that she is up to the task. But the truth be told, we have seen situations where NNPC, in tandem or in sync with the provisions of the PIA, has become the sole importer of refined petroleum products because our refineries are not working. And NNPC has taken up this tax because the law gives it that responsibility. Every other importer that is supposed to bring petroleum petrol into the country and sell have refused to venture into that arrangement because of the forex crisis. NNPCL goes to the foreign market, brings in refined petroleum products. When it gets here, whatever be the landing cost or whatever other charges, the government has pegged a price for them because NNPCL is owned by the Nigerian people. So we have seen repeatedly calls for the sack of NNPCL, MD, calls for the scrapping of NNPCL. And I'm like, the media owe the public the responsibility of educating us. The problem we're having now is the fallout of the non-functionality of our 4 local refineries.
You see, it's quite unfortunate, and it is a shame that a country that has abundant
Crude oil.
Yeah.
And gas.
Cannot, cannot have enough fuel, enough petroleum.
Or cannot process crude oil.
That's exactly what we are saying. It's a shame. And of course, when we have 4 refineries, why I would not advocate sacking or no sacking or scrapping of...
No, if you understand the problem, sacking is not the solution.
It's not the solution. But the truth must be told, like you rightly said, and questions must be asked. Why is even the Port Harcourt refinery up to date not working?
Yes.
Given the amount of money voted by the past administration, to ensure...
But Pope, hold on, Pope, let me just interject. When money is voted, it's different from actual release. I'm sure you know the workings of government.
I know. Money, yes, that's budgeting.
Yeah.
But then, even aside that, since 1985, we've been having turnaround maintenance every year in, year out. What has actually happened?
What are they turning around? What are they turning around?
What are they maintaining? What are they turning around? Since 1985 to now. So you can imagine the volume of money that has been sunk into the local refineries.
Yes.
In fact, I can tell you that the money that has been voted for turnaround maintenance and other maintenance or repair activities is enough to build
a new one.
not even one, maybe one or two more. So until we address the real issue, well, we know that we cannot rely on others, other countries.
We can't rely on importation.
Importation, no.
Because we have it in
abundance. We
yeah.
have it in abundance. It's a shame. And if I have no excuse, as far as I'm concerned, and I'm not even, no matter what NNPC says, I will not even take it serious because they've told us more excuses in the past, and the problem continues to linger. Yeah. So therefore, question must be asked. Somebody must be queried, to justify all the money, that has been voted for turnaround maintenance, because there is no way we can continue this way.
Well, Pope, I totally agree with you. But you see, my concern now is that the state of the oil industry, a lot of our people don't have an understanding. And whenever there's fuel crisis, everybody rush to blame NNPC. I'm not holding forth for NNPC. Why I'm doing this is because I understand the dynamics. For example, with the PIA Act, with the PIA, signed by former President Muhammadu Buhari in 2022, if I'm correct, NNPC no longer became a regulator. NNPC became a player.
A player, yes.
Now, the players under the Petroleum Industry Act, the players are given the license, yes, to import, yes, of which NNPC is also a player.
A player, yes.
But under that law, that PIA, it stipulates, I think section 109 or thereabout, stipulates that NNPC shall be a supplier of last resort because of national security. So today now, every other player that is supposed to import petroleum product pending when the local refineries will come on stream have refused to do so. It is only NNPC now, because of that rule, that national security concern, that made the government to say, come on, NNPC, we cannot leave you. In case there's crisis, you bail the country out. You belong to the Nigerian people. So NNPC, and again, we must also state it clearly. When NNPC, these importers, why they have refused to, is because they are in the industry for business. They are there to make profit.
They are there to make profit.
Unlike NNPC that is catering for public welfare. The federal government has said when they bring it, this is the amount you can sell.
You can't sell above.
You can't sell. And those ones knowing fully well that the cost of bringing it will amount to incurring huge
losses,
financial losses, have decided to stay away.
If we are in their shoe, what will you
Of
do?
course, I would have done the same. No, what we are doing now is to explain. NNPC has continued to be the only importer. And even by importing, we must also not run away from the fact that we don't have logistics, we don't have smooth logistics system. In a way that if NNPC brings it now, how do we supply those in Sokoto without using trucks? How do we supply Port Harcourt without using trucks? Our only supply system now is predicated on road.
One model.
One model. So we are definitely going to run into problems. Those NNPCL depots, the pipelines, how do we revive it? So that, because NNPCL told us that Port Harcourt refinery is going to come on stream. Like you have said, they have told us severally, and they have broken their promise. So Nigerians no longer trust them. But I want to believe strongly that the promise that they made again to shift to, they told us August.
Yes.
Now we are in September. They have told us they will kickstart production of petrol in September at Port Harcourt refinery. Then the Dangote refinery has also said they are going to kickstart in September. They also said August, because I listened to Alhaji Aliko Dangote saying between 8th to 12th. But when they couldn't meet up in August, they now said September. So I want to believe strongly that why this crisis has lingered, like NNPC has rightly said, is because NNPC is having liquidity issues with the creditors, the suppliers. So maybe I'm even concerned about the modular refineries. Have they started production? Because
they cannot
we can't
start
continue like this.
No, they cannot start because they are not being supplied crude to refine.
Who will supply them crude?
They will buy from NNPC.
Is NNPC the only producer of crude? NNPC and its joint partners?
Who else?
No, Pope.
No, who else? They will buy from
No,
NNPC.
Pope, I disagree.
They will buy from NNPC.
No, I disagree, Pope.
Okay.
As a businessman, Pope, you are a farmer. I know you are a farmer. We did introduce you as a farmer. In going to set up your farms, were you looking at only one source of supplies for your implements to service your farm as a businessman?
No, it's a different ball game altogether.
How? Dangote refinery is in business.
It's in business. So
yes.
Importing fuel from anywhere they can.
Yes, that's it. Once you set up a company, you have to look for where to get your raw material. In fact, from my own findings, the sophistication of Dangote refinery is such that the worst form of crude oil, Dangote refinery will process it to the best petrol.
I see. Well, to the best of my knowledge, in fact, it was not recently that Edo Modular Refinery.
Yes, there was granted the license.
No, in fact, they've completed the.
No, you can complete if you don't have license. You can't supply.
No, it's been completed for long.
Okay.
They were on air the other day, about a week or 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
You know, complaining about non-availability of crude oil to refine.
Yeah.
So, and you know, calling on NNPC, you know, and what to
avail them.
To avail them crude oil.
Yes.
So, and like others too, that you know has been completed or near completion. Yeah. So, the issue here is this, and of course we were told that most of our crude has been sold upfront. So, and you know, when Dangote and the NNPC were, you know,
they had a
tug of war. So it was then that it was revealed that at some point they said they don't even have crude to give them. Until when there was a presidential order that said, okay, the one that's been reserved for local consumption should be sold to him, even not in dollar, but even in naira.
And the Minister of Finance has come out to tell us that process will start in October.
Yes.
Yes, the Minister of Finance has come out because the federal government has changed the accounting system or the transaction system of NNPC. Now it's no longer NNPC selling and receiving the receipts of that the proceeds should go to CBN for the process of transparency and accountability.
Yes. So what is important to us now, you know, is supply of crude to local refineries, the ones that have been completed by Modular and Dangote. Then two, the NNPC pipelines should be
revitalized,
repaired, and seriously protected. Then again, besides that,
the depots.
Yes, no, it is the pipeline that
services
the depots. So then, besides that, something should be done about, you know, this rail
transportation of rail haulage of petroleum products. So, yes, the Nigerian Railway Corporation has started work on it, but because of the crisis at hand, it's when the products are here that you can lift them by it.
So, because that one will take
pressure
on the road.
Yes, it means we have different mechanisms.
Then people, the truck drivers can now go to the depots
and lift from
there.
Well, thank you, Pope, for your submission on this crisis. We know that the issue at hand now is one that calls for putting our heads, you know, to the issues and trying to decipher a solution. But from what we have seen, our solution to our fuel crisis lies solely in the local production. And when we talk about local production, we also have to recognize that there are so many other measures that have to be put in place. It is not only for us to produce locally and not have adequate logistics to ensure that the products get to the end users. That is also very critical, and that is areas we all have to look to. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we want to call it a wrap on this first stanza of the program. The conversation coming to you from TV 360 here in Lagos, Nigeria. We'll be right back. Please stay tuned and continue to watch the conversation. We'll be right back.